Hello, and greetings to all you fans of RPGs and of Dungeons & Dragons. This is RPGmodsFan, and in this video, I will be reviewing and discussing the D&D Adventurers League adventure, The Black Road, which was written by Paige, Leitman and Ben Heisler, and published by Wizards of the Coast in 2016. This D&D 5th edition adventure was meant for player characters between levels 1 to 4. I came across this adventure when I learned that Bethesda Game Studios blatantly plagiarized it in their Elder Scrolls Online Elsewhere adventure. I put together a video about Bethesda's plagiarism. For that video, I read the Black Road adventure as research. So as to not let all that research and reading go to waste, I have created this video to review the adventure. The Black Road can be run as a standalone adventure, or, should the Dungeon Master wish, it can be incorporated into the Storm King's Thunder storyline. I will be going over part 1 of the adventure, which is the introduction and start of the adventure. If you are a player and do not want to be spoiled even on the introduction portion of the adventure, then I would suggest not to watch the rest of this video. This module takes place in the fantasy world of Faerun, also known as the Forgotten Realms, in the environs of the Anauroch Desert. The adventure has the player characters traversing the Black Road within the Anauroch Desert. Their destination is the town of Parnast, which is within the circled area by the Great Peak Mountains indicated on the screen. On the screen is the player handout map. The player characters start within the Verthiel Oasis. They are tasked with protecting and delivering a statue to the town of Parnast. The one thing that Bethesda's plagiarism proved is that you can easily modify this adventure to fit in with almost any desert environs in practically any campaign world. The Black Road is a trade route that runs through the Anauroch Desert. As a side note, I find it hard to believe a physical road can exist in this desert. Sandstorms would have buried it a long time ago. But then, this is D&D, so magic is probably the convenience excuse used here. The adventure starts as follows. There is nothing like the desert to make people feel small and insignificant. In every direction, huge dunes roll across the landscape, and an even bigger sky looms above. The oasis of Verthiel is a motley collection of sun-bleached tents in the vast Anauroch Desert. What reason do each of the individual player characters have to be here? Well, that depends on his or her background and what factions he or she is a member of. The adventure provides various assorted reasons the Dungeon Master can use for each individual player character. Eliminate the goblins in the desert is the most common general reason for those who are members of a militant faction, such as the Lord's Alliance or the Order of the Gauntlet or Zentarum. The player characters start in a large Kalim Shah-styled tent that passes for a tavern here. The players are then given the chance to introduce their characters. The tent proprietor is Azam, a half-elven merchant, caravan master, and a member of the Lord's Alliance. He will hire the player characters to protect his caravan and help him escort a 5-foot tall by 4-foot wide or 1.5 meter tall by 1.2 meter wide wooden statue stored in a wooden crate to be delivered to the Shrine of Axes in Parnast. Draped on his shoulders lays a golden-scaled pseudo-dragon named Sing. Azam refers to Sing as my patron. From Azam, the player characters can learn a few things and hear a few tales. I will only mention a few. Lately, the goblins have been a nuisance, more than usual. Azam's caravan will not only carry the statue, but also other goods to Parnast. Desert hazards include sinkholes, sandstorms, heat waves, goblins, feral creatures, and others. Due to the player characters starting the adventure in the middle of a desert, I feel they should already know this information. Azam's caravan leaves in 4 hours, allowing the player characters time to purchase any supplies from the Zentarum trading post that is here. The caravan will consist of 4 canvas-covered wagons, each pulled by 2 foul-tempered camels. Each wagon has its own driver. I will now be discussing the adventure itself, and this video will contain spoilers. Unless you are a dungeon master who will be running this adventure for their players, or are a player who already played through this adventure and are watching this video for nostalgia purposes, I would suggest not to watch the rest of this video. As background, for over 200 years, the Zentarum are a mercenary and mercantile organization in Faerûn. Their headquarters is in Zentil Keep on the eastern shore of the Moon Sea. They are not known for their good deeds. Quite the opposite. They are at best shady characters. They are quite selfish and are often the villains in adventures run in the Forgotten Realms. However, for this adventure, they are not the villains. The Zentarum fought long and hard to secure routes for their caravans through the Anauroch Desert, also known as the Black Road, which runs from Zentil Keep through the desert and all the way to the city of Waterdeep. As I mentioned earlier, I find it hard to believe a physical road can exist in the Anauroch Desert. Sandstorms would have buried it long time ago. Other than having garrisons along the Black Road, I wonder if the Zentarum also maintain it and frequently clear the sand off of it. The actual villain who was acting in the background is a strong and unusually intelligent hill giant named Bad Frol. Bad Frol has organized and directs the goblin kind operating in the desert. However, in this adventure, Bad Frol is never encountered. The Seer is a high-ranking member of the Lord's Alliance. The Lord's Alliance is a partnership of merchant cities. Its members include such notable cities as Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, and Neverwinter. It is formed to oppose the growing influence of the Zentarum, as well as other nefarious organizations acting within its members' borders and environs. The Seer is Azam's patron. Sing, the golden-scaled pseudo-dragon, is the Seer's familiar. The Black Road adventure is pretty much like a railroad adventure. It starts with the player characters meeting Azam and Sing. After heading into the desert, when the caravan makes camp for the night, they will be ambushed by goblins. For the Dungeon Master, Encounter 2B is optional. In this encounter, the player characters will spot a Zentarum caravan in the distance. As they continue traversing the desert, the player character's caravan will be hit by a sandstorm. Blocking the way out of the desert is a hobgoblin toll booth. After passing the toll booth, one way or another, the adventure concludes at the town of Parnast. After a long day of trekking through the desert, the caravan makes camp for the night under a nearly full moon above. When the caravan makes camp at night, a perception check is done on whoever is on watch duty at midnight. If successful, the goblin ambush will be detected. If not, then one of the wagon drivers is killed by the time the alarm is raised. A few days later, in the distance, the player characters spot another caravan. Azam suspects they are Zentarum. As a reminder, Zentarum are known to be shady characters. The player characters need to decide whether or not to make camp with the other caravan. This potential meeting is meant to be a role-playing encounter. I believe the authors made one big mistake when writing this adventure, which is the putting all your eggs in one basket mistake. Desert caravans would not put all their water onto one wagon. Desert caravans would not put all their food onto one wagon. They would spread out their food and water onto multiple wagons and pack animals. Desert hazards such as sandstorms and sinkholes can cause caravans to lose some of their wagons and/or pack animals. Speaking of sandstorms, one midday afternoon, the player characters spot an oncoming sandstorm. Each must quickly decide on a course of action. What is at stake are the wagons and their cargo, the camels, and the wagon drivers. Depending on their courses of actions will determine what is saved and what is lost. The cause of the sandstorm is a cloud giant castle that is flying over the desert. If the player characters do not rest after the sandstorm, the exit to the desert is a day away. However, blocking the way out of the desert is a hobgoblin toll booth, where a total of 11 hobgoblins can be seen on the wall. The player characters need to decide whether they pay the 15 gold piece toll, fight the goblins, or spend an extra day in the desert to sneak around the toll booth. The recent sandstorm has decimated the hobgoblins here, and in reality, there are only 4 hobgoblins. The other 7 are straw men made up to look like hobgoblins and to make the ramparts look fully defended. Also, the hobgoblin wall is of shoddy construction. If the player characters decide either to pay the hobgoblin toll or go around the toll booth, the hobgoblin captain will send a bloodhawk with a message to his bugbear colleague informing him of the caravan heading his way. If the player characters are astute, they will have a chance to intercept this message. The following depictions of the bugbear ambush is only valid if the player characters decided not to fight their way through the hobgoblin toll booth. The combatants are 1 bugbear chief and 1 bugbear riding on a warg. If they have been forewarned about the caravan, Then they will be rolling spiked tree trunks down the hill as the player characters try to climb up the hill. At Parnast, Chandra's Stole, a half-elf priestess, greets the player characters. If the statue was not lost in the sandstorm and is delivered, she pays the party 50 gold pieces. If the cargo of food, medicines, or weapons have also made it to Parnast, then a heavy-set human named Ragnar Redtooth will come to collect them. He also owns a tavern named the Golden Tankard. To the player characters, Azam states that he will be staying in Parnast until he secures enough goods for a new caravan. He bids the player characters farewell, but also states he is willing to work again with them. Thus ends the Black Road adventure.
Roll credits.
Displayed are the credits found within the adventure itself. The Black Road adventure received good ratings on Drive-Thru RPG's website, averaging a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Thank you for watching. Hope this video has been informative and entertaining. Next week, I plan on going back to reviewing the AD&D modules in the Desert of Desolation trilogy. Till next time, this is RPGmodsFan saying cheers, have a good day, and goodbye.
Whisper to me softly. I can see the edge and I hope that you're falling for me. I don't need to fake. Hold me when I shake. Laying at your side and I burn like a naked flame. So catch me.